Hey everybody, making a quick video regarding loose opened Hot Wheel storage. So a couple months ago, I had a bunch of loose Hot Wheels just kind of laying around everywhere around my room, and decided I was gonna make a storage solution for them so they can be all in one place. And this was what I came up with. I looked through a bunch of different options, Plinko boxes, foam cutouts, but I just like this one better, as I think it stores the most amount of cars for the least amount of money. So today I'm expanding my loose Hot Wheels display. So I thought I'll make a quick video regarding how this is built and exactly how much it cost me. So here's what you need. You need your wood supplies, which I'll get to in a minute. You'll need a box of screws, wood screws, to get these together. I prefer screws rather than glue, as it's easier to line up and a lot quicker and less messy. And the other thing you need is a table saw. Now don't worry, if you buy this wood at Home Depot, which is what I did, they have table saws for you to use there. I just have one at home, so it's easier for me to get it done in the garage. And then the last thing you really need is just a measuring tape. That way you can take the dimensions of your wall and figure out what exactly size you're gonna make your storage. One last thing that's fairly optional, but I think improved the look a lot, is sandpaper or paint. I like mine to just have the wood finish. So what I would do is I just take 100 to 150 grit sandpaper and I run these down a little bit after I'm done cutting them. And that gives it a nice smooth finish. If you have, let's say, white walls and you want to match that with white paint, or you have black walls and you want it to blend in, you can always get wood paint and just run it over on top, and that would match whatever setup you have in your room. I just think it's a lot easier for me to just have the wood finish, and I don't mind how it looks. Now let's get on to the wood that I use. So these are 1 by 2 by 8 from Home Depot. These are extremely cheap. This is around $2.80 Canadian, which is less than $2 American. And this is a lot of real estate for Hot Wheels. So for my application here, my shelf the new one that I'm making, is around 40 inches by 21 inches is what these are cut down to, and each of these will hold 6 cars comfortably. So if you do the math, all this wood costed me less than $20, I would say, and I'm able to hold over 120 cars on this platform right here. Now these screws, they're also fairly cheap. This is 100 pieces and this costed me around $5, so probably less in USD, but this is more than enough for whatever you're doing, because you only need 2 per row, and mine is fairly narrow. If you have a bigger wall space, you're most likely going to be having way longer rows, which means you can have less rows or more rows, but it still stays the same where one row only needs 2 of these screws to hold them in. So 100 is more than enough for this project, and it only costs $5. So I space mine out in between around 1 to 1.5 inches. I have these little stoppers cut out, so I know that every single row is the exact same distance apart. Another way to do it, if you like to customize it to your own height, is to grab a big size Hot Wheels, like a pickup truck. And as you can see, this fits barely in there, and that's usually what I go by. Because it is the bigger one, the sports cars or those smaller cars that you have will fit in here just fine, and it will also fit the bigger stuff like the trucks. All right, here's a quick showcase of the final product. As you can see, this is my new shelf. So I had to make this one between this shelf here and the door frame right here. So I had the measurements kind of laid out for me already, but again, if you're making these to fit a bigger wall or whatever the case may be, make sure you take some measurements of the Hot Wheel cars that you're going to be displaying. That way you can calculate exactly how many will fit across. Again, you know, these things, some Hot Wheels are much longer than the other ones. So as you can see, this row I was able to fit 7 cars, but this row here only 6, and then there are going to be some down here that has 8 per row. Again, depends on the size and what you're comfortable fitting. I like to leave some space in between, but again, you can squeeze them all the way in if that's something you like. So I'm actually making the conclusion part of this video a few weeks after I made this display right here, and I moved on and I made this one up top. So again, the exact same thing, but this time I had way longer of a space to work with rather than height. So I think this display right here cost me around $15 in wood and another like $5 in screws, and I was able to fit, I think this is around 120 to 150 cars. So very, very flexible on what you can do with these displays. You want them to cover a whole wall or just a small amount of space, whatever you like. And they look great. I think this is the best solution for me to hang these. It's cost effective, it's fairly simple to make, and it's highly customizable. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can leave them down below. I'll try to answer them if I do see them. But have fun.